What is up everyone, my name's Al from GamesRib, and today we are discussing the most expensive game, well, the most expensive game in the UK. This was a UK exclusive, but I'm pretty certain it was a UK exclusive. It might have also hit the US shores as well, but I'm pretty sure this is UK only. So we're talking about Moho. Yes, this game has gone up, as you can see, in value on eBay. Wherever you look, the game is pretty much £300 to £400 now. But is it any good? Is it really worth shelling out the cash for that game? Let's take a look.
Alpha Prime, a maximum security prison planet for synthetic life forms. Convicts are sent here to compete in gladiatorial competitions. Only the strongest are chosen, as only the strongest will survive. Many don't live through the induction process. But for those who do, there is one hope for freedom: to be the last man rolling.
So this is it, this is Moho for the Dreamcast. Well, it's actually called Ball Breakers if you are from North America. Now, there was actually a PS1 release that came out first in North America, and then we got the EU Dreamcast release, which is the version we're looking at now. It only came out on the Dreamcast in the EU. So that's probably the reason the price is so damn high. But you're probably saying, well, first of all, what the hell is Moho? Okay, so a quick rundown. You've been sentenced to an eternity in an ultraviolet intergalactic prison for a crime you actually didn't commit. You only have one shot of freedom, and it's a long, hard road to roll down. Get it? They're throwing puns in there already, yeah. Okay, sounds kind of cool, right? Well, you've basically got to go head-to-head with the best of the worst, the most vicious and violent humanoid prisoners the galaxy has to offer. Fight your way across the universe, beating any and all opponents. If you're tough enough, you can win back the freedom that is rightfully yours if you're the last man rolling. Now, does that not sound cool? Yeah, it probably doesn't, and you're probably saying, well, that sounds terrible, but actually, this isn't such a bad game. So there's kind of different planets or areas you've got to go through, and they're split up into different types of gameplay, aka racing, aka tag, aka basically the last person standing. That's right, taking place in different prisons. Now you do, as you can see, you need to get certain coins, or medals let's say, and sometimes it means you've got to get 4, 8, really depends where you are in the game, but obviously the further you go, the higher the medals you need to then move on to the next prison. Which sounds easy enough, right? But to be fair, it's certainly not an easy game. Let me tell you, it's actually quite punishing. Now, I've got to say, it's a weird title, and I think it's one that most people will probably miss because of the price tag. Now, don't get me wrong, you can obviously emulate it, and to be fair, it looks pretty decent emulated, but is it worth the £300 to £400? You're probably not, but it's certainly an experience that is different to most other games. As you can see, it's almost like a gladiatorial type brawler, I guess. I mean, that's the only real way I could explain it. Now, this isn't just a single-player affair, you can also do multiplayer as well now. You can obviously imagine that would be pretty damn fun against some friends. And I didn't get to actually play the multiplayer, to be fair, but you can't deny, imagine this 4 players, a few beers, some pizza, and a bit of Moho. Yeah, you can see that it's probably going to be a pretty decent and fun affair. Now, one thing I did think straight off the bat is, God, this is going to control absolutely terrible. Although, to me, it feels a little bit like Marble Madness. I know that sounds a little bit of a weird way to kind of, group it with something. But, yeah, it kind of feels like that. And it actually feels right. It feels how you'd expect a game like this to control. It's not too over the top, aka... it doesn't give too much, it doesn't give too little. It feels just right. It actually feels like how a ball should roll in a game. It's just solid, and it works. Yeah, I wouldn't say use the D-pad, 100% use the analog stick. It just works. Now, in total, there are, that's right, 80 levels at your disposal. That's right, 80 levels. So there is quite a few hours here of entertainment. Yes, don't get me wrong, again, not £300 to £400 worth, but if you buy the cheaper PS1 version, which I say definitely don't, because it looks like this, now you can see what I'm talking about, right? The blocky version, Ball Breakers on PS1, is not a great way to play it. You can clearly see the Dreamcast version is much more superior. Obviously, the frame rate is a lot more solid than the PS1 version. Yes, the PS1 version you'll probably get for £10 to £20. But if you want the supreme best version, then maybe this is it. Yes, you can also, though, get this on the PC. When, let me tell you, that does look just as good as this version. But hey, let's face it, you're here because you're a Dreamcast fan, right? So going back to the actual question posed, why is it so expensive? Now, clearly it's because the release was that damn limited. I wouldn't say it's because it's an experience everyone needs to have, although I would say absolutely check it out, even if it is emulated. Yeah, it does just come down to its limited availability. And that's a shame, because I think it's a title that people should check out, because it is different. It tried to be something, yeah, different. At the end of the day, this game was helmed by part of the Bullfrog team. Yeah, when it split into 3 different teams, that's right, this was one of the teams that held it. It was Lost Toys that actually helmed it. So, at the end of the day, it was actually in some pretty decent and creative hands. But unfortunately, yes, it clearly just didn't hit the mark. So if I really had to wrap it up here, would I say go and find it, play it? Yes, absolutely. Do emulate it if you can, if you've got the hardware to do it. Or, yeah, let's face it, you could burn a copy nowadays. Yes, if you really do have the money, go and grab it. There are outlets that are selling it. Yes, albeit at an extortionate price. If I was you, I'd avoid eBay, because you will be looking at £350 to £400, which is obviously more about $450 to $500. Yeah, expensive. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll leave you with some more footage of why is it so expensive, aka Moho, the EU release for the Sega Dreamcast. Al signing out.